A lot of musical artists really kind of get something called a fake book out, and they learn how to play their own songs and entertain people from this fake book, which is usually popular songs, and they create a show for themselves. And that's good and wonderful. We all like hearing popular songs, maybe done a little differently. But a creative artist who's a musician is one who usually writes his own tunes, comes up with his own lyrics, and you're one of them, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's great because I think we need, more songs, and not it coming down from some great songwriter in New York City, but making up our own songs.
Absolutely, I agree, and I also think there needs to be a little more support of that in the general venues community that hire artists to hire more original artists.
So we need to take back the stage.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, really. I have some grandnieces who are writers. They're songwriters, and they're doing very well. And their songs are wonderful, and they all play 3 instruments, and you look at them and you go, ah.
That's excellent. Do they like to read as well?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it usually goes hand in hand, because if you're going to write songs, you're going to write material, you need to be informed.
That's
in
right.
general.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Well, they have a mother who's also a singer, and she also helps them put together lyrics. She'll write, maybe a piece of lyric. She should finish this song.
Right. Excellent.
Oh, and they look at, oh yeah, I could finish that. Whoa, that's an interesting idea. So your music ranges from the light to the dark. I read.
Absolutely. My tagline is the dark side of Americana, and I try to live up to it with every show.
Good. It's important for us to understand what that is and to sing about it. With some attitude.
Absolutely. I found fascinating some years ago, along probably most of my life, how beautiful, really, how much beauty there is in the human condition and the dark side of trying to be alive, of the fundamental things that most people are striving for. And it is a struggle most of everyone's life.
Yeah.
So that it's interesting to write about it, to explore that. And what's interesting about it is that my mother, who, bless her heart, heard one of my CDs a few years ago. After listening to a few of the songs, looked at me and said, "Oh my God, are you happy? Was I a good mother?" She didn't realize I'm not singing. I rarely sing about myself. I observe and I write about things I observe around me.
I'm sure people like who's you were quoted? Charles Bukowski.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in one of the people who wrote about you said that it's a lot of your characters. They don't come from Charles Bukowski, but they are Bukowski-like characters,
Yes, very
and
much
those
so.
people are the real street people,
Yes.
of the world, and the alienated ones, the drunks, the dopers, all of those people who have somehow given up, opted out, or struggling, maybe, struggling to get out, struggling to go down.
Right. I've been fortunate enough to get some airplay in the UK on a song called "It's a Bomb" that was inspired by a homeless guy I met at the corner of Broadway and Franklin. There's a Chinese restaurant.
Oh
there,
yes, I know where it is.
He's a Vietnam. Not a Vietnam, an Iraq vet that was homeless, and I bumped into him while I was waiting for my Chinese food. And he told me a story, and it struck this song, and apparently the British love it.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I used to work on the corner of Broadway and 19th, and I remember walking there and I was going to cross the street, and this old black guy goes, "Hey, white guy." And I went, "Yeah."
So yeah, that's fun. Most of the themes that I sing about are generally about some struggle, somebody's struggle.
Yeah. Interesting about collecting stories, getting them from people, and is Henry Miller, who was a great novelist. Actually, he was a very wonderful guy who sewed together a lot of stories that he found. And he would go out with people and sit at bars along the Champs-Élysées and in some other parts of Paris, and collect their stories. And in about an hour after he was drinking with them, he would be up writing them down.
Right. Yeah, that's. It's funny when it strikes you because I'm embarrassed to say, but most of my ideas come for some reason while I'm taking a shower, and that's when I I usually have to speed out of the shower and,
that's
and
good.
write.
Is it you're safe, and then there's a sound barrier going on. Yeah. So we got to jump because you're going to play some tunes for us.
Yes, sir.
But I also want to say you're going to have an event that people, if you like this guy. Hey, camera number one. If you like this guy, everyone, you should go and see him at an event coming up at Luna's Cafe in Midtown, right?
Correct.
Okay. And by the way, Luna's Cafe is about as big as this TV studio, so
And
you
it's
should
a
get
wonderful.
there early.
It's a wonderful place for singer-songwriters.
Yeah, that's right. And Luna makes these things called Luna's Tunas, which
Yes.
are really
They're
terrific.
Excellent juice bar too.
Juice bar too. Oh yeah.
Right.
So you'll be there when?
October 30th, so we're calling it the warm-up for Halloween. I'm actually going to dress up a little bit for the event and make it's going to be a roots-based music, so it's going to be very interesting.
There it is, Roots Show, Halloween Roots Show, October 30th at 8 p.m., Luna's Cafe. And will you go on right at 8, or are you going to be?
Well, no, we usually go on right at 8 because we're done by 11.
Okay. So, we got to ask you, will you please sing for us?
I'd love to.
Okay, cool. Here we go. And it is the Halloween Roots Show, and Banjo Bones is going to be playing, and we're going to get a couple of songs from him right now. So sit back, relax, okay? Relax. This isn't jittery TV.
Good evening, brother, how you doing? May I have a seat? And if you'd like to hear a story, I got a sad one as you'll see. And I will tell you about my life, tell you what I've seen. You buy the beers and I will tell you all about my sins. I started out a simple life in a town that no one knows. We made ends meet during the day, and at night we danced with ghosts. We all had dreams of traveling somewhere to places on TV, yet could never find the time to put a deadline on our dreams. And I'm drowning in this bottle, confessing to my sins. If I had not been a dreamer, then perhaps I could have seen. At my age there are some lessons that I wish I hadn't learned. And I can truly tell you, mister, being a dreamer's one of them. It was late one summer night when a cactus spoke to me. He said the dirt was getting thicker and the clouds were closing in. The stench of burning grass grew stronger, for as far as I could see, my lonely simple paradise was as red as it could be. And I'm drowning in this bottle while confessing to my sins. If I had not been a dreamer, then perhaps I could have seen. At my age there are some lessons that I wish I hadn't learned. And I can truly tell you, mister, being a dreamer's one of them. I ran like hell back to the barn to set the living free. I said a prayer for the dead, so the souls may lay in peace. But by the time I reached my family, there was nothing I could do but watch the house go up in flames while I stood there like a fool. And I'm drowning in this bottle while confessing to my sins. If I had not been a dreamer, then perhaps I could have seen. My age, there are some lessons that I wish I hadn't learned. And I can truly tell you, mister, being a dreamer's one of them. Being a dreamer's one of them. It's one of them. Being a dreamer's one of them.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you. Well, I wish there was 1,000 people out here.
Thank you.
But there's me. Oh, there is 1,000 people. You're in that little glass bottle in there. It's coming out there.
Right on.
Let's hear what's the next one called?
So the next one is what I consider to be my finest moment as a lyricist. It's called "This Isn't Hollywood."
All right.
Somehow I embarked on a path that led me to nowhere. Somehow I got stuck on the tracks that everyone rode in. I found myself chasing her smell. I could see her face everywhere. But I always knew in the end, this isn't Hollywood. I believed what everyone said about chasing your biggest dream. I could hear the regret in the stories of the one that got away. I ignored what my mind said was true, as my heart led the way unsubdued. But in the end I did conclude, this isn't Hollywood. I remember playing guitar in front of a mirror. I remember believing that I could be a superhero. But the dreams and the hopes, they all fade. Every day they seem further away. And the credits of my movie will never roll, 'cause this isn't Hollywood. When I look at my life as the sum of the things I've done with it, if I add all the good and the bad and subtract the nothingness, that's the toll that I paid on the way. But there's not much to show for the pain. And I know as I'm nearing my end, this isn't Hollywood.